What's going on, guys? So I have finally made it to a place that I have been wanting to come most of my life. This is the famous Hog Island here off the coast of Honduras. Ever since I saw my very first Hog Island Boa, I have been wanting to come to this island, and now, all these years later, I'm finally here. This place is more beautiful, more magical than I ever thought that it would be. There are tons of other reptile species other than the Hog Island Boa that this place is famous for. So we're gonna be living on this island for a few days, and I'm here primarily to film the upcoming Boa Constrictor movie, but there's a ton of other reptile species that call this island home, and hopefully we're gonna see as many as we can out here. I'm Dave Kaufman, and these are my Reptile Adventures. So as you'll see in the upcoming Boa movie, it was a really rough boat ride out here.
Is my luggage tied down up there?
We were going over maybe 20-foot waves. We are drenched with salt water. We should be in the shower cleaning up, but that would take time away from herping. So this is Henry. Henry is the caretaker of a kind of a hotel that hasn't even opened yet. We're the first people that actually are staying in this place. And aside from the boas, you see a lot of other reptiles that are here. And what do you think is the most common reptile? I mean, obviously the spiny-tailed iguana and the little green anole lizards that you see on the trees. Yeah, exactly. What do you think the most common snake on this island is?
Well, we don't have too much.
Would you say it's the boas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The boas.
Yeah, well...
But we have three kinds of snakes.
Three kinds of other snakes?
Yeah.
Other than the boa?
Yeah.
And I'm also here with Quetzal Dwyer, who you may remember from my video at Reptilandia, his reptile zoo. So what we need to do is we need to kind of... Oh, hi, puppies. Oh, my goodness, so many puppies. I was just explaining to people what we're doing, but there's so many puppies. Oh, look at this one. Good puppies. So as I was saying, what we need to do is we need to kind of go to these people's houses and see if they'll cook us dinner, breakfast, lunch. It sounds like a joke, but it's not. There really aren't any restaurants on this island. This is the way we're going to eat, by basically paying the locals to cook for us. I mean, this is just a beautiful island, good God. Kind of feels like we're in the Caribbean, doesn't it?
Well, we are in the Caribbean. What does that look like, the Arctic Ocean up there?
This is one of the Caribbean islands, and not a lot of people think that, you know, islands off the coast of Honduras is the Caribbean, but it absolutely is. And that's the Caribbean Sea right there. So yeah, there could be like buried pirate booty just like right over there, and we'd never even know it without digging. Henry, is there is there pirate booty buried on this island?
No.
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 You looked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a little disappointing, I guess. Come here. Come here. Come here. Run away. Run away. Good dog. Good. All right, Quetzal, what do you got there?
All right, I have a Norops. Let me key out which species.
Boa? Oh, snake. All right, we'll see the anole in a second. There's a snake up here.
She's chasing the little gecko.
Oh, there he is. There. Oh, look at that. It's the brown one.
Yeah, grab it.
Oh, come here, buddy.
That's enough to the driest melanoma.
All right, this is the brown one. Ow, stop biting me. All right, so this, ow, stop doing that. That is so unfriendly.
The local name for this is Clapansaya, right? Yeah, this is Mastigodryas melanomus, or Dryodophis, according to some. These are very common through Central America. Where I used to live in Costa Rica, these eat a lot of lizards, and from where I used to live, because of Roundup, the amoebas died off.
Yeah.
And then these got really scarce. I'm not saying all of Costa Rica, but in the South Pacific zone, these became scarce. So I used to see these all the time, and now not so much anymore. Now it's been several years since I've seen one of these, so this is nice to see one of these.
Yeah, this is definitely my lifer.
Yeah, this is an interesting snake because these, one of several snakes in Central America that seem to inhabit most of the islands. You know, these I've seen on Toboga and Saboga and the Bay Islands and several other islands in Central America. So these seem to make it to islands fairly easily.
Yeah.
I can't tell you why. This is a terrestrial snake. This is the ecological niche of as a racer in the States.
Yeah.
You know, it's an opportunistic, fast-moving diurnal ground snake.
All right, Quetzal just found another snake here on Hog Island. Let's go over here and see what he's got. Rainbow Mealworms is not only a proud sponsor of this channel, they are the premier source for all your reptile food needs. They grow all of their quality insects in-house, and I use them exclusively for all my insect-eating reptiles. So place your order today at rainbowmealworms.net or click the link in the description below. What you got?
It's a Leptophis mexicanus.
Oh, look at that.
A parrot snake.
The parrot snake.
This is the darkest one I've ever seen.
Look at that green head.
On the mainland, at least, these are big frog eaters. I doubt they eat many frogs on Hog Island.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem like a very froggy place. So here I would guess that they eat mostly lizards. These are mildly venomous, definitely not dangerous to humans. This guy's being a lot calmer than the other ones that I've collected in my life.
Yeah, these guys are kind of spazzy, actually.
Yeah, and it's a good deal darker than any other Leptophis that I've ever seen.
Wow, I just love that head. There's a whole species list that you sent me of the reptiles of Hog Island. I'm really glad to see that these guys are here. And so Hog Island is separated into 2 islands, and this is the main island, the big island, and then there's a small island. Man, this is just an amazing find, an amazing place. This is why I love islands, because you can just find so many cool stuff, and they're common. Okay,
Can we let them go?
that's a cool find. All right, so that was cool. You were saying something about an anole?
Oh, I let it go.
I'm sure we'll find.
Actually, I'm glad that I did, because I didn't have that ID'd.
You're right,
So
right.
there's
So many anoles on this island.
Let me look at my cheat sheet.
Right. We're gonna be
before you film
staring at these
the
anoles for 4 hours before we can ID them, but oh, that snake was cool. All right, so it's getting kind of late. We're getting hungry. We're gonna go back to one of these houses and see if they'll feed us. And I am in desperate need of a shower. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call it a day for today, which was just an absolutely incredible first couple of hours on the island. But tomorrow is a brand new day. Like I said, we've got a couple of days out here. I'm sure we're gonna see tons of anoles, tons more snakes. But right now, it's food time and shower time. Oh, you gotta open the door from inside the window. All right, so this right here is my Hog Island home for a while. It looks very pink and polka dotty, very Catalina-like in here. And well, I don't know if there's sheets or not, but either way, this is home. What's back here? All right, so this is the bathroom. What more do you need? You got a shower back here, a sink, whatever people use that for. All right, guys, look at this big dude. That is a big old tarantula. Kind of looks like a rose hair, but I don't know what it is. So arachnid people, comment below. Let me know what this is. That's cool, that's for sure. All right, moving on. All right, so we've got this gecko right here, and it looks like a hemodactylid, but it's not. What do we think this is?
Philodactylus.
Philodactylus.
I can't remember the species.
But leaf toad?
Yeah, leaf toad.
Leaf toad gecko, yeah.
That's the common name for the rest of the genus.
Oh, see ya! Apparently not flying gecko. All right, so here on the island, there are tons of these blue crabs just crawling all over the island. And right next to them is a gecko. And these crabs, they crawl through the leaf litter, and you always think it's a lizard or something. In this case, it actually is a gecko. But yeah, these crabs are everywhere on this island. And these geckos are too. All right, so here's another one. That one actually looks maybe female. I don't know. Tarantula people, speak up. It's the second one we found in about 20 feet. These guys are pretty common, actually. Very cool. So we made a little pit stop in this little community on the other side of the big island because there's no food on the other side of the island. So we're gonna load up on whatever we need in this town, but take a look at this. Somebody painted a sea turtle eating a plastic bag. And look at how they paint the houses here. They painted a big octopus on the side of that house. This is just incredible. So we just got lunch at this really amazing community. There's about 100 people that live on this island, and we're gonna explore this side of the big island. And this is a totally different kind of habitat than you can find on the other side of the island. So, well, hopefully we're gonna find some cool stuff around here. The island is actually crawling with lizards, and this one is the largest lizard on Hog Island. This is a black-chested spiny-tailed iguana, or sometimes called the Honduran spiny-tailed iguana. This is Tenosura melanosterna. It's one of the most critically endangered iguanas in the world, with an estimated 2,500 to 5,000 mature adults left in the wild. These iguanas are endemic to Honduras, and there are two main populations of these iguanas. One is here on the islands, and the other is a small population on the mainland. The population on the mainland is rapidly decreasing due to the same old story: exploitation and habitat destruction. And soon, that population will be gone. Whereas other spiny-tailed iguanas seem to thrive in human habitations, these do not do as well. But the ones found here on the island are protected, and therefore these islands have become a safe haven for these lizards and will save the species from absolute extinction. Pretty soon, the only place that you will be able to see these lizards is here on Hog Island. Interestingly enough, because of the abundant food here on the islands, the ones found here are much bigger than those found on the mainland. And they eat a variety of foods, and they're omnivores, so they feast on foods like arthropods, insects, even other lizards and fledgling birds, as well as fruits and flowers. And from what we saw, they are very common on the island and seem to be thriving here. All right, so look at this, guys. That's the tail.
You can see him from here. Come around here. You're not getting him.
Spiny tail. Is he wedged?
You can see it. Yeah.
Anybody home?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Hi, buddy. He's just wedged in there. Yeah, look at this. I can stick my finger in and touch him. Let's see if we can get him out of there. Morph Market is the #1 online marketplace for all your reptiles and amphibians. You can search through over 60 categories to find your perfect new pet, whether it's the latest Boa Constrictor morph or your 150th crested gecko. It's all right here at one place. Morph Market. Oh, here's his head. Here's his head. His mouth is wide open. He is coming out angry. And your thumb is right there by his mouth. I'm surprised he didn't just bite you. Come on, buddy.
Don't scare him because we want to get him.
All right, let's see if we can get him out before he crawls out.
That's your job. You get that on tape?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, nice.
Yep. Now, whose failure was that? Yours or mine?
That was yours. Get the out of here. You were looking right at him. I did my job.
Another common lizard on the island are these little guys, brown basilisks. While these are native to Mexico, Central America, and down into Colombia, they have set up camp in South Florida and are very common there now. These are also known as striped basilisks, and because of their long back legs, these are lizards that famously run on their hind legs across water. And these are big lizards with males growing up to 2 feet, and once they reach that size, they are no longer able to run across the water. These are diurnal lizards, and when they are alarmed, they run at top speed across the ground, but when they stop, they almost disappear in plain sight. And if they don't run, you would simply walk right past them without ever knowing they were there. While we were on the island was right after one of the hatching seasons, so these babies were everywhere. And with clutches of up to 18 eggs 5 to 8 times a year, and with an incubation of about 3 months, the island was virtually covered with these amazing lizards. The island, like most Caribbean islands, are covered with anole species, and by far the most beautiful and common are these blue-headed anoles, which are also known as Allison's anoles or Cuban blue anoles. This species is endemic to Cuba and here in the Bay Islands, of which Hog Island is a part of, as well as a small island off the coast of Belize. It is among the relatively few anole species which females lay their eggs together, forming a communal nest. And if you live in the southeastern United States and think this lizard looks familiar, you're right. It's very closely related to the green anole that are native to Florida and the southeast region of the United States. They typically have bright blue heads, 4 legs, and the front half of their body, but here in Honduras, only parts of the head are blue, with the remaining being basically a uniform green. This may be the most common lizard we saw on the island, and it seemed like every tree trunk had its resident anole, and while these are the most beautiful anoles on the island, there are other species as well. These are really popular with keepers, and there are several breeders currently working with them. All right, Ketzel got something else. Oh yes. So this is the species of vine snake that's here on the island. I really love vine snakes. Obviously they love me. But look at this. This one has a jet black mouth. Look at that. But he's got like this green kind of undercolor to his bottom jaw there.
These used to be thought of as one of the most widest ranging snakes in the New World, from Arizona all the way down to Argentina. But they've been broken off into several species now. This one, I believe, is Oxybellus cholerae. These are mostly lizard eaters, but they will eat frogs and birds. One time in Costa Rica, I was on the phone with somebody looking out the window and watching a hummingbird out of the corner of my eye come to flowers, and one of these took a snap at the hummingbird.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. But these,
optimistic.
like the Mastigodryas, the salmon belly racer that we saw the other day.
Yeah, yeah.
These, for whatever reason, seem to be very good at colonizing islands off of Central America. All the Central American islands have both of those species.
Yeah. So this is 3 species other than the boa that we found.
Yes, that's correct.
Wow. This is what I love about islands. There are just literally snakes everywhere here. Good find. And he was on the ground. That's weird.
Yeah, you see him. I used to see. I'd see him on the ground from time to time crossing roads.
When you came up to him, did he sit there or did he dart?
No, he darted.
Yeah.
I probably would have walked by him if he didn't.
Right. So this is our 4th species of snake found here on Hog Island. And now that we found the boas for the boa movie, finding these other snakes that are found here are just absolutely the icing on the cake. And to find a vine snake like this who's staring right at me trying to hypnotize me with those eyes and that pointy nose of yours, but to find snakes like this vine snake is, man, such a bonus. Look at that cool dude. So this guy was on the ground cruising, so that's exactly where we are going to let him go. Off you go there, buddy. Look at that, and then he just crawls right across the ground. I have never seen a vine snake crawl across the ground like that. That is just cool. All right, bud, back to Hog Island with you. So when I got back to editing, I realized that for some reason the camera didn't record audio when I filmed this segment, so I'm gonna have to read my lips here. Looks like I'm saying something about a wombat. Not sure why I'm talking about a wombat on Hog Island. I don't think I am. But, oh, here, I'm talking about if you would like to become a Patreon supporter. That link is in the description below. I would really appreciate your support. And we all know what's coming next. Love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.